And see, here's the thing with Netflix, man. Netflix has a lot of good stuff out there. Everybody's talking about how good this series, The Family, is. Everybody's talking about Mindhunter right now. And what am I watching? Sextuplets. just passing all the good stuff for Marlon Wayans and the gang.
You smell like money, huh? Like you got Republican money, huh?
Hey. You know I'm a Bernie bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, today we're talking about sharks, but you can bite down on these shirts.
Wow. you can do better than that. Hey, you can do so much better than that.
I have nothing. I told you I had nothing. All right. Let me see, man. It's not gonna work if you see it coming. It's not gonna work. Martin, you want to take a crack at it?
Yeah, take a swing, Martin.
Yeah, man, we both try.
It's ruined now.
You got the puns, Martin.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it doesn't work. The spotlight's on you. Like, all right, do one.
It doesn't work when everybody's expecting.
You have to slip it in.
Slip into one of these shirts. Boom.
You know what? I'm gonna go with that. I got nothing else, man. Yeah, man. Slip into one of these. Let me say right now that I saw I saw the reactions to people looking at that still of Marlon Wayans as himself, pretty much playing himself. He's a guy named Alan, but then he has 5 other siblings, and he is playing the role for all of those. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people scoffed at that. And I gotta tell you that him playing other characters, that is the least offensive thing here to me.
Okay.
If I can even say offensive, that's the thing I least noticed with this.
Yeah.
Because I gotta tell you, because it's really a condition with black male entertainers. About 1 out of every 5 black male entertainers are going to dress up as another character in their movies, especially, probably, more than likely, a big black woman.
Man, I'm a dear. Now, don't go pretend that you don't know me or you ain't heard of me. You know who the hell I am.
That's the one that everybody knows now.
We have to stop this disease
Yeah,
in our lifetime.
There is no cure.
I bet if we hold a telethon, we can do something.
Martin, it's been out there for years. Eddie Murphy had it. Mm-hmm. Eddie Murphy got to the point. Eddie Murphy played other people until he got to playing the big black woman. Mm-hmm. He hit the critical stage right there of his illness.
See, the difference is, though, like Tyler Perry came in the game dressing in drag, but like Eddie Murphy was already doing his own thing,
yeah.
And then like Hollywood got him.
That is true. That is true. Same thing with Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence was almost homophobic, but that disease kicked in, and look what happened to him. This shit happens to one out of every male entertainers out there are going to get this. Shit, I'm even.
Does that mean we're in danger?
Does that mean that we're in danger? You know what, Mark? Let me actually look up something.
I mean, hasn't he been up here dressed in drag before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a second. Criticizing.
How is life in that glass house?
Yeah, I look, but
it's very hot.
It ain't my fault. I got a disease. Man, I ain't got no. I need help, Mark. I dress up like Princess Leia, man. I didn't want to do that. Okay, I wrote a petition a while back because I just walked out of a Marlon Wayans movie that was so bad. I can't even remember which one it was.
It was 50 Shades of Black.
Was it 50? Oh, I guess it was.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Black. I walked out of that movie cause I don't get upset over movies like that as much as I did back then. I'll still rant and everything, but I don't know what I was into last, at that time. So I wrote this petition about Marlon Wayans, and I finally realized what it was. It was just the disappointment of seeing a guy that, not even if he was doing sex and bathroom humor, it's just that it was that bad from somebody that I think, and I'm being honest right here. It's no hate, man. There's nobody trying to look at another black person trying to pull them down, even though he called me a crab ass nigga. But thing is that I didn't. That was not the point. The point was that I
got to throw that in there.
Wrote a tweet up there, and
I ain't call you out of your name.
And it was not, like I said, I would tell you that I'm very aware that Marlon Wayans does not give a shit about little old Korey Coleman over here, little broke ass Korey Coleman. He's got his thing going on. He got his Netflix money. It was just at the time, I even to now, I thought that Marlon Wayans was so talented and is so talented that I really just want to see him do something that is above that. I know it makes money, but I'm sorry, I can't help it, and it's not up for me to make that decision. You know, but I'm sorry, that's how I feel.
Well, you know, you need something to spur him to live to his full potential.
And for are we gonna
No, I was gonna say like the biggest thing that hurts the most about this is that he's like a producer on all these things that he's so bad at. And it's like, so you didn't have to do this. Like you had the money and you could have got the means to make a like decent film, but you just took the lowbrow like poop humor route, and it's like it's not that great.
Yeah. This is not me feeling myself right now, but I do find it a coincidence that when that petition came out and, you know, there's a little thing going on, he said, you know what, I'm not going to make movies like this. He didn't say how long.
Yeah,
You know, he just said, I'm not going to make movies like this for right now. And I thought, wow, just maybe that little petition
It was enough to get to him.
It was enough to, like, make him think. And then it was announced that we got Sextuplets on Netflix. Can't forget Flip Wilson too, boy. Flip Wilson, that's where it started. He was, I told you, he's the
Patient Zero.
He's Patient Zero. He was that. What was that? What movie they had that monkey? That
Outbreak.
he was that. Yeah, Flip Wilson was the Outbreak monkey.
Watch out, Trinidad, here's Georgie.
Somebody said that's an anorexic Medea right there. So as you can see, this is nothing new with him playing these kind of characters. So let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Sextuplets.
Thank you, brother.
The beginning of this is okay for me, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's not great by any means. All the dialogue is just exposition in this with him and his wife. You know, the dialogue is like, "Hey, we're having a baby. Oh man, I need to work harder to get that raise and that new position at work.
that promotion.
That promotion at work. I want to make partner.
Always want to make partners.
Yeah. Man, you know, it's a good thing that I'm working hard at work, so I can finally get that partner position. I've been getting that for 3 years at work. You know, it's that kind of exposition in the movie, man. But I will tell you, there is something sweet about seeing this version of Marlon Wayans, the version, or the movie version at least, of him that wants to be a dad. The humor is gentler. You know, we're not continuously relying on getting cheap laughs from sex and as my man always said, poop humor with him. Marlon Wayans just seems a little more relaxed. He's very natural, especially with his wife. You saw her right there, Marie, played by Brescia Webb. You know, and it's kind of corny. He's kind of corny, but I like him. He plays out like a family sitcom.
Okay.
You know, it's not laugh out loud funny all the time, but it's nice.
Well, it's kind of the same way. Like his movies, especially his Netflix ones, are really deceptive because the other movie he had, Naked, which came out, I can't remember if it was earlier this year or last year. Like it started, the first 10 to 15 minutes were really good. It was he just had to get everything ready for the wedding, and then it turned into a Groundhog Day film. Okay. So you're just like, all right, like there's a solemn like Marlon Wayans that you see there. He's like he's actually acting. He's not just laughing and making weird faces.
Yeah, you know, and when you watch early, you're talking about it's like a family sitcom. They even have the same characters that you see in family type sitcoms, like the father-in-law that doesn't like his son-in-law. Glenn Turman right here. Yeah. He plays his father-in-law. But I gotta tell you, man, the brief moments that those two are together, they're actually some of the funniest things in the movie. And I would like to say that maybe it doesn't feel like a typical Marlon Wayans movie because you know, Marlon Wayans didn't write or direct, but Marlon Wayans didn't really write and direct any of the. He might have wrote some parts of it, like you say, he produced, but he had other writers and directors in, like these two guys right here, Rick Alvarez, who is actually on the right here, and then Mike Tides, who has they've directed and had parts or had a part of making things like some of the worst, like 50 Shades of Grey.
Black.
I mean, I'm sorry, Jesus. As much as I hate 50 Shades of Grey, I would never do that to you. 50 Shades of Black. You know, they had a hand in directing and producing, writing Haunted House 1 and 2, even with Naked, the Netflix movie that he has. So, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, maybe it's just that Marlon Wayans just settled his ass down. You know, maybe he's kind of doing some of the same humor, but he's just kind of pulled back and just made it a little bit softer for the better.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
And then after that first 10 minutes.
Well, and then right after I said that is the point where Marlon started multiplying. And the Marlon that you feared would appear from all these other movies, that's where he finally shows up. Except it's not just him. It's that Marlon that you feared that has manifested itself into 5 other people. And all of them are doing, you know, all of them are Marlon Wayans, so all of them are just doing the most outrageous shit, saying the most outrageous shit, just trying to out-silly themselves for a laugh.
So it's like you got him wet and then fed him after midnight.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, man.
It's a nightmare. And the thing about it is like, all right, with some people, you can kind of see them lose themselves in the fat suits or whatever other role they're playing. It's like, no, I know this is Marlon. Why are we here? Don't just why even make the suit? Why go for it? Just put Marlon in the wig and we'll have fun.
And I tried. Martin, I tried to hang.
Hey, they gave you 10, 15 minutes. What do you want?
Well, no, they gave me goddamn the really, if you want, it's almost like, it's funny because you see 6 different Marlon Wayans right there.
Yeah.
It's like a video game. There's actually an unlockable character that you don't see right there. So it's actually 7 Marlon Wayans, but you don't see it. You got to play the game and unlock that special character before you get to it. So it's actually 7 of them, man. Korey, I don't know how long you lasted, but I tried, man. I gave him, I gave him a couple of characters before I had to tap out that shit. I gave him Russell.
Right, Alan. Hey, man, you make it. The buck is beautiful.
You know, I gave him that right there because I said, you know something, at least with their story, it's 2 of them, and he's kind of a sweet character, you know. So and plus it's like now don't get it wrong. That is a stereotype of a mentally challenged person. So
Is he? I mean, he just seems to me like he's a generator for fat jokes.
he's that and just it's a. Well, Martin, I'll give you this much. It's like at least they try with that character a little bit more.
Yeah, it's not just all lowbrow fat jokes. And there are a couple, but with him, it's more of like he's just so odd and slapstick. He's like more of a Chris Farley without the fat jokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to his credit, he tries to use him as a way to not great, but he uses it as a way to make nostalgia jokes about the 90s and the 80s
Oh
and
my
the 70s.
God. Oh, and it's just
I'd rather go back to
He's
the
a
fat
socially he hasn't been out in the world with anybody. He's sheltered.
Yeah. Mhm.
He's been in the house by himself for years, and all he watches are old videotapes of old TV shows from the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. So that's all he kind of talks in. So at least they didn't make him like, just a vessel for a bunch of fat jokes.
Okay.
Even though there's a little bit going on with him making fun of mentally challenged people with this, but I even let them have the one I should hate. I let them have the old hood rat stereotype, Don. I let him have that one.
Plie, releve, ass on face.
Please don't do that.
That and
Now you can see the seams in the fat.
you can see you can tell that shit is like you can Martin.
Yeah.
You can see where the shit is not even connected to his body right there.
Martin, that's not the only time. There's a scene where they are like tied up and Marlon's like facing the camera and the other 2 people are supposed to be Marlon as well. His doubles look nothing like him. Like it's some dude with some sharp ass features.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be him. I'm like,
cheekbones
Marlon,
and
that is not you.
Yeah.
Stop.
So what I don't understand seeing her here and then he's outside the prison and she comes jump on him.
Oh, don't worry about it, Martin. You
It's
ask
like-
He gets her out.
gets it,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
But he's all like, "Who are you?"
Martin, please don't ask.
Martin, there's so many crimes and weird things that happen in this movie.
All right.
You
I'm just
asking-
going by the trailer.
Martin, this is your thing. This is why I hate doing this. You ask for logic when there is none. But these
Martin, they make a point where the brother, like the Russell, he says, hey, I don't drive. I can't drive. At the very end of the movie, he's like, I want you to drive me from Alabama to Atlanta.
What?
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing?
That's what I'm talking about. See, if you ask me these things, I have to reach into my ass to find something to explain this, or I have to go through this loop of telling you they don't bother.
Okay.
They don't make any
All right.
sense.
Okay.
And then they got to Ethan, the pimp.
Ethan? You smell like money, huh?
And I said, F it, man. I can't. I tried. I can't hang with this no more. You know, this is when.
Yeah, that's about the 42-minute mark. Because
Yeah.
that's where I almost checked out too. I was like, oh no, stop.
Well,
My eyes glazed over. It's like, oh, please no.
because at this point, it stopped being a movie and turned into a fucking Halloween party. You know, it like this is you just gave up. Really?
Yeah, he's not even trying to distinguish himself from this guy.
I could have taken Thug Marlon. You know, I could have taken Trap Marlon. You know, a rapping Marlon. I could have taken anything, but I could have taken Ghetto Marlon. But a pimp from the 70s.
And he's supposed to be 38.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Martin.
Complete with a switchblade and everything. I was like,
No.
Yes. Yes.
This is what white people dress up as for Halloween when they know that there gonna be no black people at the party.
Yeah, for those pimpin' hoes
Yeah,
parties.
those pimpin' hoes
at-
party.
At frats.
This is what they do. And I just fucking gave up. I said, you're not even trying anymore, man. I rode with you for 2 stupid ass characters, and I gave you credit for those. I tried to find something good in it. I tried to actually compliment you some kind of way, but you just gave up for this. How you expect me to fucking be with you, to support you when you don't support me with this bullshit? What do you want me to do? Marlon, what do you want me to do? I mean, and it just downhill from
Support, brother.
I'm trying. How can I support you when you ain't giving me a hand, man? When you ain't meeting me halfway.
Turning to Terrence Howard for a second. Give me a hand,
When
man.
you ain't helping me, man. You know, it's the old saying, help me, help you. I know you don't need my help, but help me. It gave up on that fucking, when we got to Baby Pete, when it was just Marlon Wayans with pubic hair on his head and just wheezing.
It was so weird. And then like another crime happens. There's so many times in this movie. I was like, yo, like I'd be furious. Can we spoil this, please? Like,
You know what? We'll finish with
Okay.
the review and then we'll
Okay.
spoil it. Because I know something not everybody wants to hear. Because somebody, I know
There's a
some.
Marlon Wayans fan out there that's gonna stick with Marlon. Like, he made a great film. This shows a range in his acting. I think somebody tweeted some Instagram stuff. Put
Yeah.
some Instagram post stuff
Yeah.
that we were just talking about.
Yeah. There's even some things I was waiting. I said, man, let me just wait. Let me just wait real quick because one of the characters that they don't give a lot of attention to is Jasper. And Jasper is just weird enough. I ain't gonna tell you shit about Jasper until we get to the point we can talk about. But Jasper is just weird enough to be interesting. But even then,
Yeah, I mean, it's the point where it's not he doesn't have a bland story like the other ones do. So you're like, okay, this character's kind of interesting, and I did get like a laugh or two out of him, but it was because I think I was just delirious from the rest of the movie.
you know what? I agree with you. When he came on, it was such a weird and different character that I kind of liked it. I was like, man, you know what? Now this right here, this could be the one that just kind of, we're gonna stick the landing with Jasper right here. But then the whole
Yeah, this will be the one.
Jasper gonna save the day.
We tried 5 times. The 6th one is gonna crush it.
6 was gonna do it, that unlockable character. But then they just turned into like it was just an excuse to make a big joke out of an old show, the Rockford Files. It was just it turned into like for them. You remember this theme
Yeah,
song?
one of my favorite shows.
He's just there to turn into a big joke about the Rockford Files, old show that a lot of people don't even remember.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean,
Is he a private detective? You can't say.
Well, not yet. Not until we get into spoiler
All right,
territory.
okay, all right.
the movie ended up feeling like it was an excuse. There's no really. It feels like whatever story is there is thrown together as an excuse to give Marlon Wayans an excuse to be several different people.
To show his range.
To show his range. You know what? As Marlon Wayans, we got Pimp Marlon, we got Ghetto Hood Rat Marlon, we got Little Marlon, Little Cancer Marlon. You know, we got Fat Marlon. We got Albino Marlon. I mean, hey, a lot of range right there.
I played an albino. I could do that for you.
It was impressive to do this at one time. Of course, when Eddie Murphy did it with the Clumps, it was something that people are talking about. You deserve an Academy Award for this.
True.
Tell you something else. I don't know why everybody trying to lose weight in the first place. Oprah was a fox. She lose all that weight, her head look all big, skin hanging all over, and Luther Vandross. Nigga used to be the Black Pavarotti. Lost all that weight looking all ashy.
That's man. That. Now let me tell you.
It was so funny the first time.
It was funny the first time, and let me tell you why it worked with Eddie Murphy. First of all, Eddie Murphy was
Talented.
Yeah, you know what? Marlon Wayans is talented too, but Eddie Murphy was playing. You could tell Eddie Murphy was in there, but still, Eddie Murphy really was playing those different characters up to where they felt like they had different personalities. It was good also because Eddie Murphy, it was in the Clumps, and he put it in there just for a segment.
Yes.
What he did was, it was just in there for like a funny segment. It was great. It was brilliant. But then he left it alone to concentrate on story, mainly through a character that people could relate to, which was Sherman Klump.
Right.
Now, if you notice, when they went to, by the time they got to like when they actually named the second movie, the Nutty Professor 2. I was trying to say Honey Nut Cheerio.
The Honey Nut Professor.
It's a fat bee.
Just guzzling down honey.
Buzz. Yo.
But by the time they got to, we should make them with a Honey Nut Professor. When they got to the second one that they called the Clumps,
The Clumps, yeah.
and they tried to put too much of it in there, that it didn't work as well.
No.
Really, pulling back a little bit, I have to give Marlon Wayans a lot of credit, even if regardless of what I say about these characters. I give him a lot of credit because I'll go back to saying what I did about the interaction. All of his characters are interacting very well. You can see where Marlon Wayans is very talented in wanting to play different characters because he can. He's carrying the movie. Their interaction with each other on screen is amazing. That coordination is amazing. But the problem is with the characters that he is playing. Man, all these characters, they're stereotypical impressions that we all do at one point. Because these characters are based on voices.
Yeah.
They're based on voices that we all say in passing. When we don't make a whole movie about it. We might make it. Maybe funny for like a second. We've all done that. Got all black chick before. Snapped our fingers and rolled our necks. We've all done that. He makes a whole fucking character out of it.
Right.
We've all done, somebody who might be, a little soft in the head. We've all done that voice. He makes a fucking character out of it. We've all done the pimp player. We make these voices. And there's a character who also does the white voice. It's like, come on, man. These are funny voices. These are not characters.
He's speaking like a broken man, dude.
I am broken. God damn it. And even the nice tone of it wore off. It started out so gentle. Felt like it was kind of being family friendly in a way. Then Marlon Wayans could even keep up with that. His character started acting, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's sex jokes in there with Molly Shannon, which they're not like too risque or anything, but it's just like, man, you know what? This started out really kind of sweet and really nice, and I don't need no PG version. I don't need Marlon Wayans to go like Eddie Murphy on me, where he's making number of family films. But it was working. It was working at the beginning. Can I just get a Marlon Wayans movie where he's not shitting and farting and dressing up as different people and talking and mugging and doing all kind of crazy face? Can I just get fucking Marlon Wayans?
Nah, bro.
Why?
That's not a thing.
Yeah. The thing about this is Marlon Wayans, he always, for some reason, he starts off the first 10 to 15 minutes of his movies being decent, like black films for the most part, and you'll ride with it, and then it just slowly comes down, and it goes into that sewer of the shit jokes and the poop jokes and the farts and all. It's just gross out humor, and it's like I said, it's so unfortunate for him because he is a talented person. And even with these characters, they could have just been very 2D characters, which they are. But if you maybe write some jokes around them that are legit funny, and I don't see them coming from a mile away, like the joke of threes happens in here so many times. Mm-hmm. His sister being the hood rat chick, she gets in fights the whole time. So it's like, all right, I know how these characters are gonna react in all situations. So like, I'm not even surprised by seeing them do anything new or different. So yeah, man, this movie, it's so unfortunate because Marlon, you are talented, but my God, make a movie that's worth watching. This is some old bullshit, man.
Yep, took it right out of my mouth right there, man. Tried to keep an open mind. You don't leave that door open so long, man.
Yeah, your brain might fall out.
Yeah. Shit, I got the air conditioner on, man. I can't keep that door open long. It's some old bullshit. Straight up some old bullshit. And I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be. Then come in here looking for that. Don't want it to be. You know, and the only thing I can say is really a part where I can defend this movie is, hey, look, you know, I can't even blame for making it. I mean, if Netflix is throwing money at you, and,
I know.
and Sandler's out there, Adam Sandler, you know, Adam Sandler just made
what, Murder Mystery?
Just made the laziest ass murder mystery movie called Murder Mystery.
Should we pull it out?
No, it's a foot long now.
Will you listen to my husband? He's a detective.
I'll put it back. Don't put it back.
You know, I heard some people, but
what are we gonna call our murder mystery movie?
Is Clue taken?
Netflix is throwing out checks like that. Get your money, man.
Get your money, black man.
Yes, get your money, white man, black man. Where the Mexicans at? Get yours too. But yeah, this is some bullshit, man. I want to enjoy it. Didn't want to come up here and say this shit.
Wow.
But
So the movie that looked like it was gonna be some old bullshit turned out to
surprise,
be some old
surprise.
bullshit.
Comments on merch store. And remember, if nothing else, stay toasty.